Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. All right. We'll get it going. Welcome to episode 5. We're 5 episodes. Of the Meet Your Maker podcast. Today we have Ecksbachsyoozer. I love how you not misspelled, but spelled it differently than just Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Hello.
Yeah, that's everybody. If you've been in Maduka stream, you know the hello. That's where you got the clip from. In case,
Yep.
a little behind the scenes, I guess, if people didn't know. But yeah, welcome, and we'll just get right into it. Just give me your video game background. What brought you to this point?
I've been playing video games like pretty much my whole life. I started with the Sega Genesis. My brother and I would play that a lot growing up, and a Game Boy also. Definitely some of the original stuff, and yeah, it was just always a really fun escape for me. I always enjoyed it. As a kid, I'd play games with my friends a lot, but I also found that as I got older, they lost interest in video games. They started playing it less and less, or not at all. But that wasn't really ever true for me. I still enjoy playing games today as much as I did back when I was a kid, and yeah, games have come a long way. It's really awesome being able to play online. I don't have to just do the couch co-op anymore. I can play with people from all around the country or all around the world, and but yeah, that
Yeah, it's even just in this MYM community, we have people from Europe and Canada, and I mean you're out west, I'm out east. You got people in Central Time. It's just we're all over the place kind of thing. So
yep.
it's very cool seeing the span of how far we reach.
Yep, how connected we can be for sure.
So then what attracted you to MYM? Outside of the GenMat thing in DVD that we had, for that they didn't even tell us about.
Right. Well, I definitely got into Meet Your Maker because of DBD and behavior. I'd spent so much time playing Dead by Daylight. I was like, at the very least, even though it's not made by the exact same people, it's the same company. I was like, I should just try this out, give it a look. I honestly didn't expect to turn into a Meet Your Maker guy. I thought I was gonna keep playing Dead by Daylight all this time. I remember when they did a dev stream talking about some of the games they're working on, like Meet Your Maker, and I was like, listen, this sounds pretty cool, the building and rating aspect. And yeah, I just started playing it a little bit. Just wanted to give it a shot, and I found myself thinking about it more and more. I found myself wanting to play it more than other games, even DBD. And then, yeah, here we are now. Game's been out for probably about a little over 6 months. I've got 1,100 hours. It's almost all rating. It's yeah. It's I didn't expect it, but yep.
I think the other thing that was, there was nothing to lose. If you have Game Pass, it was free basically. So why not give it a shot? So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if I didn't like it, then there's always DVD. But
yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to ride this Meet Your Maker train and see how far it can go.
Yeah, it's a happy accident. I gotta remember what we how do you feel about the game as it is now? The state of the game?
Maybe I'm too easy to please, but I'm fine with the way that the game is now. Obviously, It could always have more stuff. It's a little bare bones as far as traps and guards and block types and what have you. But I mean, I feel like, those things will come eventually. They clearly have ideas and are working on them and have a roadmap of more things to come. Like I enjoy raiding by myself. I don't necessarily need like crossplay or co-op matchmaking. Those would be great, but just the things they've teased with expeditions seems really cool. And I mean, like I already look forward to playing the game a ton every night, just the way that it is. And I think it only gets better the more stuff they add to it, and they will add stuff to it. We're just, we have to live one day at a time. It can be tough, it being this early in the game's life cycle when it can feel like there's not enough things.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like the core gameplay loop, and I think that the game will only get better and deeper as they add stuff. So yeah, the only thing that would make the game better is if we were in the future. But I'm pretty pleased with what they've done so far, the stuff they've released, and the changes that they've made since the game came out. It feels like the devs listen to the community and also want good things for the game.
Yeah, I think the listening to us thing is like the major part for me. Like, they seem to really like take the feedback and like, all right, we need to change this or like give a little buff to that or like the Ravager.
I agree.
Like.
Yep.
I honestly think the expeditions is gonna like people are gonna be like, oh shit, like it's gonna be a whole new game basically, in my opinion. Like there's gonna be with the augments and the like the path you take.
That's right. The one-time use things. Yeah.
I mean,
just unlocking free stuff but I mean, so to speak. But yeah, just unlocking decals and stuff is nice. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you're good. You're good. But like, I think they said you could have 3 augments plus the 3 perks, right? Like, so you could have 6 things active at once. Like, that's.
I think so. Yeah.
It's gonna change, from the building's perspective. Like, now you got to count for 5 volt shots that are like, 30 crossbow bolts.
Yep, super long lunges or something like that. Exactly.
The grappling distance was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I remember when they showed that. I was like, man. At first, when they're like, you can grapple farther, I was like, okay, but it's like, it's such a significant difference. I actually thought it was a really cool idea.
Yeah. So yeah, what is it? Late October that we're getting that, or is that early?
Yeah, hopefully maybe like 2 more weeks or
a couple
something
weeks.
like that. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
I think so too.
I think that it'll bring a lot of people back to the game too. That like kind of left. Just because they're not. I guess if they're not happy with what they've released so far, like not enough. But I think that'll bring a lot of people back.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, it'll be great for the people that already play it every day. They'll just be unlocking stuff for doing what they do normally, and hopefully it can help keep people that might not play it as much engaged more frequently.
Yeah, because it should have more love than it does. It's disheartening to see like 0 Twitch viewers.
Like, that's so brutal.
I'll check on it every once in a while throughout the day, and I'm like, ugh, there's like nobody playing it right now.
Yep. Yeah, I like to just when I get up in the late morning or the early afternoon. Yeah, I like to see. I like to watch Meet Your Maker and talk about it too. But yeah, sometimes there's nothing. There's no one streaming it. It's too bad.
Yeah. I've seen more people, so that's a good thing. At least I've seen some new faces coming out. But,
yeah, likewise.
What's one thing you'd like to see added or changed about MYM?
For me personally, like I said, I really enjoy the gameplay loop for Meet Your Maker. I wouldn't want them to change the game too drastically. One meta thing that I would really like is stat keeping. One thing I really enjoy about video games is that it knows how many steps you've taken and how many people you've killed and what have you. So it would be really cool to know how many raids I've done, how many times I've used the different weapons and hardware, how many times I've gotten killed by each trap or guard, or how many times I've, like all that sort of stuff. I think is really interesting to me, and is also dopamine creating type stuff.
Yeah.
Stat tracking would be cool.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
really into
yeah.
that.
Like bolts fired, grenades thrown, like all that stuff. You know, guards,
Mm-hmm.
people killed with grenades, suicides or something. I don't know, maybe unalives or whatever.
Yeah.
They frown upon the
I,
word. So
I know, right? I do blow myself up a lot though, so I know what you're saying.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd be interested to know like how many times the Pistons killed me. I bet it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Bolt traps for me. I can't avoid them for some reason. Yeah, it's me and bolt traps. I get very. If we had voice chat for the Raiders League, like for the if we could record our runs, it
With voice, that would be great.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. That'd be a really cool thing to have for replays.
Yeah. Um, what is your favorite part of MIM?
For me, favorite parts probably running through new bases, I guess. Yeah, I really enjoy the variety that Meet Your Maker provides. Even if people use similar trap combinations or pathways, that I really feel like I'm doing a new, fresh, different level every time I step into an outpost. And yeah, I find that personally that I just have as much fun zipping through, as trying to speed run the bases today as I did 6 months ago. Yeah, that. Yeah, I guess it's an itch that I can just keep scratching for forever, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah, I'm not tired of running. I just love seeing all the different levels that people can come up with, and challenging myself is fun too. And yeah, it feels like there's always new and challenging stuff.
Yeah, it's truly every base really is different. As much as
Hmm.
like we see the usual faces, it's like every base really has its own beast kind of thing. So
Yep.
it's very cool to see the variety that and just the ingenuity. Like I'm a raider. I raid a lot more than I build like you. So like I don't know. I really like seeing what people can come up with.
Yeah, same.
So the more they can give builders, the better for raider for me. I guess like the more tools they have, the more variety. Therefore, it's always evolving.
Yep. That's how I was a little worried with this new sector when they only released a guard and no trap. I was like, is that going to be enough stuff? Am I going to feel engaged enough as a raider? But yeah, it's exciting when they give builders new tools because it makes the game more interesting for the raiders, and vice versa. You've got to take new things into account. I thought the assassin was able to mix up the meta a little bit, which was nice. And um, yeah, the things for builders aren't just for builders; they're for everyone. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, the assassin is kind of crazy with how fast it is. Like if you don't catch it in time, you're pretty much screwed.
Yep. Yeah, if you're in a 1-by-1 hallway, he's super wide, he's super fast. Yeah, I like him because his aesthetic is really cool, and I think that he's a fun way to slow down speedrunners. That way, you don't have to be so reliant on pistons necessarily.
Yeah.
A good assassin can body block you before you realize what's happening, and then that's all it takes is
Mm-hmm.
getting slowed down for a second, then you're dead. Yeah.
Yeah. I was worried that because when you see it activate, like I feel like that I was worried that it was going to take too long and he wasn't like going to be that effective. But he gets going right as he appears. It's kind
Hmm.
of crazy how fast they are.
Yeah, I really like it. I thought it was a great addition.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, it's yeah. They didn't give us a whole lot, but they gave us just enough for right now
Hmm.
until the expeditions and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, like I it was nice with the first sector where they gave us new suit, new weapon, new trap, new guard, and I was Slightly, I was a little anxious, slightly worried that they were doing less stuff for the new sectors, but um, I assume the devs know what they're doing. They don't want to get overwhelmed. Every time you add one new thing, you have to think how it's going to interact with
Mm-hmm.
every other type of trap and guard in the map. So I can understand them not wanting to do 4 new things at once. That's a lot to balance. I think like we all want more stuff, but it'll get there eventually. And I think that if this leads to the most balanced, fun version of the game, I think they should keep doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a really good point with the like how they release stuff. Like they like everybody's like, oh, I want more, but like you said, like that one trap affects literally almost everything in the game. Basically, like how it's placed,
Mm-hmm.
how it shoots through stuff, how it interacts with the player. You know, and that
Yep. The
that's
timings of different traps and stuff. Yeah.
it's a lot of variables to take into account.
No doubt. Yep. Yeah. It's never just as simple as adding a new thing in a vacuum. Yeah. Exactly. It's connected to everything else, and you need to make sure that it's balanced enough with everything, that it's not too strong with a certain setup. Yeah.
Right. So the roadmap, outside of expeditions, which we pretty much know what is coming on with that. I guess the acid update, we're getting what a trap and a weapon, I think.
Yeah. That's right. Yep.
Just I guess what would you like to see out of those?
For a weapon, I'm pretty open. Obviously, I would like, as a guy who likes to run around with 2 swords, I could go for another melee weapon. Some more options and variety is always good. I also wouldn't be opposed to another defensive weapon, since there's only one. There's a whole suit for enhancing defensive weapons, but there's only one, and so yeah, it would it would feel more balanced if there were another one of those. But I mean, like, the bias part of me definitely would want a new melee weapon. That'd be cool. Like, to keep going with my melee gimmick. And then for a trap, obviously there's already like the corrosive cube, so they're probably not going to be something exactly like, I'm trying to think like what kind of trap you would do that'd be like acidy. But I mean, personally, like, regardless of what the sector would be, I guess I would really, one of my favorite traps is the Iron Claw, the non-lethal trap, and I think it'd be fun if there were more of those that sort of influence or debuff the raider without necessarily killing them directly. Something like a giant fan that sucks or blows, or I mean, it's not really a trap. I was thinking also like a guard that debuffs would be cool. Like a guard that doesn't kill you when it hits you, but maybe it slows you. Maybe it makes it so you can't grapple or use hardware or something like that. Yeah, debuffs and non-lethal stuff, I think, can really lead to some fun deaths and some interesting replays.
Almost like a commander type troop that has like an aura that you can put around like other guards or something like that. Like augment the guards in some way.
That would be cool. Yeah, make them fire faster or farther or something like that. That would also be really cool.
So then you'd have that. You could do different. Like, you'd already have the speed, the fire rate. So then you can throw on different augments to like, and technically have like 3 augments basically.
Yup.
Kind of thing.
So yeah, keep raiders on their toes. No, yeah, I was thinking debuffs, but buff a guard or a trap that buffs other guards or traps would also be really cool.
Even like a debuff, like to go with the aura thing, like something that would slow the raider in some way. Like, you could put him like on something and have his aura like go underneath the cube that he's on to like slow you a little bit or something.
Yeah, that's clever.
I mean, it's its own like it's a new universe, so they can really do whatever. That's the cool thing about it. Like, there's no previous thing that they're going off of. It's just all fresh. So that's really
right.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, they don't have to follow a certain a certain archetype or anything, they can yeah, they can really go crazy, which is awesome.
Hmm.
Like I wouldn't be opposed to them doing like a licensed crossover or chapter. I feel like that would be good for the publicity for the game, for just getting more eyes on it and getting people interested in it. I mean, it would. I'd still want it to feel organic. I wouldn't want it to be like
They're just
something that wouldn't make sense for Meet Your Maker,
right.
um, but some type of Indiana Jones type chapter would I
Right.
feel like would be pretty cool.
Yeah, give you like a whip instead of a
A
grappling
whip,
hook.
yes. Oh my God, yes, yeah, a whip and a giant boulder, and I think everyone would be happy.
Giant boulder. That would be kind of a cool trap, though. A giant boulder trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could do like a jungle map, or we kind of already got that with
Yeah,
Retro. Or, yeah, like a swamp area.
yeah, like
Like
a
just
swamp or jungle. They haven't done that biome yet. I think that would be really cool.
what other biomes do they have left? They got desert, ocean, snow, jungle. Yeah, jungle, swamp.
Yep, jungle or swamp, or you could even split those up.
Yeah,
Um, maybe like an urban. Obviously, they live in like a post-apocalyptic
right.
wasteland, but yeah, there could still be like an urban, like destroyed neighborhood or destroyed city kind of thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like the more of the buildings around kind of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe just make that like the plot, like the outpost, like the burial site is just like a destroyed city with like towers already built for you or something like that. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
I guess a not a personal, but why double swords? Why do
Why
you
double
why
swords?
double swords? Did you run what is it, a fury warrior in WoW or something?
No, but I could. If that's what they use, then I
I'm
would
pretty sure it's
definitely
a
be interested.
double melee weapon. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
um, like one thing that I really like about Meet Your Maker is I think that from the rating perspective, that the two extremes of rating are both really fun. I enjoy slowly, meticulously making my way through and destroying every trap
Mhm.
with guns, but I also enjoy running as fast as I can, ignoring most of the traps, and just trying to outspeed everything. I found that even though they are both fun, I did slightly prefer running around and being speedy. At first, I did Sword and Shield when the game came out,
Mhm.
and I guess I liked the challenge, the sort of the sex appeal of having two swords. So I started trying that out, and yeah, I just enjoyed it so much. I never really looked back. I thought that it was, yeah, that's it, the type of challenge that I enjoy. It makes the bases a lot of them a little bit harder, but yeah, I still think it's totally viable. And to that end, yeah, I just never looked back.
What
Somehow, just turned into that guy.
what what is it? What are the what like what's the word I'm looking for? The like what do you use, a grenade shield or stim shield, or what do you use? Like what do you use with
Uh,
the
Um,
swords?
I think the hardware that I get the most value out of is, yeah, the flash barrier and the grenades. The grenades are really nice with the to give have a little range just in case there's something or someone far off that it would be nice to destroy.
Right.
The shield's really strong, of course, especially with something like incinerators where you don't really have much of an answer otherwise. Like I also really like the Phoenix pod, and I
Mhm.
like sort of donating more deaths to builders while still being able to progress. And honestly, the spike drive's good too. There are definitely instances where it's the hardware, the best one to beat an outpost. Um, but yeah, usually if all things were equal, I find the shield and grenade complement the swords really well, and usually erase any worries.
Okay, I'll have to give it a shot at some point. I usually do Volt, Bleed Fury, or Fury's Edge. Sorry.
Okay, for sure. The default loadout,
Yeah, the
right?
default loadout. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's what works. But I'm like you. I enjoy the, like, I think Chris said, inchworm style,
Mm-hmm.
but also, I'll throw on the arc shield and run through bases.
Yeah, dude, it feels great. Yeah, the shield's a ton of fun. I
Mm-hmm.
can understand why builders can sometimes be frustrated by it, but it's a super fun thing to use. So, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, there's I don't know. You kind of got to deal with it at this point if you're a builder. Like you can't. There, it's a thing people can use. So there's.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, yeah, I think so too. It's like there are things that are stronger or not. Like I definitely think I could be a more efficient, less dead speedrunner if I were using the shield instead. But I like that even if the game has a meta, there's not anything that you feel like for me anyway, there's not something I feel like I have to have in order to beat a base. I can pretty much do it however I want it. So yeah, I like that freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why there's a loadout screen. You're not forced to use any specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was it. That was the whole. That I don't know. Maybe I need to add stuff to talk about. I don't know.
Like I mean that's part of the thing, right? About a game that's only 6 months old. Um we could speculate about what we like, but yeah,
mhm,
there's only so much
to go off of,
to
right?
go to discuss exactly.
Yeah. So it'll only get. I guess it'll get longer as we keep going. As long as we can go. Um, but
For
yeah,
sure, and yeah, the game will change a lot as they add more stuff. So yeah, I'm always down to revisit.
yeah, yeah. I reserve the right to recall people for later. I do want to get like panels and stuff for like a speedrunner versus inchworm type debate type stuff. So
Okay, yeah, that'd be fun.
there's definitely some other things that I'm talking to some people right now that are strictly speedrunners. So we'll get a. I might have to do like a Zoom call or something like that instead of just like
Yeah, that might work.
Discord, just to make it easier. Everybody's all in one place. Um,
I think that's
but
a cool idea.
yeah, no,
Yeah, I really appreciate what you're doing. I want the game to succeed, but I'm not. All I'm doing is just playing the game and then showing me playing the game. And I think it's people like you that are doing extracurricular stuff like podcasts or creating their own leagues or tournaments or stuff that are really going to help the game get from where it is now to where we hope it'll be. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Taking the initiative and showing some love for Meet Your Maker.
awesome. Thank you. We're getting there. We're just ironing out. Like we just had the logo contest, so that's what I have the logo up on the screen now. Like it's our background, and then
Nice, heck yeah.
Gift's gonna do like an intro and outro video for the YouTube stuff, so it'll look a little more official.
That's great. Heck yeah.
Instead of just like, here's the VOD, and that's it.
Right.
But yeah, it'd be cool to have a bunch of people on, just like shooting the shit type thing, not even like have an outline, just like talk.
Yeah, I think so too. Agreed.
Yeah. But yeah, that was short but sweet. If you're not following X for some reason, go follow him. I think I have his. It didn't show up, but what is it? How do I? Can I type it in here? I'll just post it in chat. There we go. if you're not following him and you're following me, you're stupid. So go follow him. He's all. I mean, everybody I've talked to is just awesome. Like, this community is so great. I love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody's got their own thing, their own little niche, and it's just fantastic talking to everybody. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. I'll pick somebody at some point, probably tomorrow, we'll say, just to get, in case people can't make it or whatever. But yeah, we'll set it up tomorrow, and we'll see everybody next week with episode 6.
Appreciate it, Slaps. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, no problem. All right.